Now, this may not be true for all, but I'm going to talk about why technically, we're not looking at emotions, we're not looking at other subjective factors, we're just looking at the technical criteria for speaking, IELTS speaking, and why the criteria for IELTS speaking is the easiest among all the 4 subtests. I believe it's technically the easiest just simply because there is no wrong answer. Repeat, there is no wrong answer in IELTS speaking. Now, in the listening test, there is an answer key. So, since there's an answer key, that means there is a right and there is a wrong answer in IELTS listening. The same applies to IELTS reading. There is both a wrong and a correct answer for the reading test because there is, again, an answer key. In writing, believe it or not, there is actually a wrong way to write. There's a question and there are not necessarily wrong answers, but there are highly irrelevant answers. And there are also unorganized answers or unorganized ways of writing your answer in the essay, which they will check. And luckily enough, in speaking, there is no such thing. First of all, there's no wrong answer. Second of all, they don't really care about your organization at all. They might care about your grammar, but that's even just a little bit. They don't really focus on grammar so much. So if they're not focused on grammar, sir, what are they really focused on in listening? And the answer is simply fluency. How fluent or fluid you are when you speak in English. Take note, fluidity or your fluency has nothing, absolutely nothing to do with content. It doesn't matter whether your answer is impressive or horrible. Doesn't even matter if your answer is, let's say, highfalutin or complicated or very simple. All they really do care about in IELTS speaking is whether you are able to open your mouth and let English words flow out of your mouth fluently. Let me give an example. Let's say you're asked this very simple question: what is your favorite color? Now, a person might go blue and then just stop there. That's it. What's your favorite color? The answer is blue. Now, the examiner is stuck asking himself, can I call this person fluent? Did words flow out of his mouth in an uninterrupted and smooth manner? Or did he just say one word and stop talking? So, you get what I'm going at here? That, yeah, what's your favorite color? And then the answer blue. Sure, you answered the question, but you'll fail the listening test, the IELTS speaking test that way because you're not being fluent. You have to elaborate, expound. In fact, you don't even really need to answer the question, but, a more appreciated way of talking would be, what's your favorite color? Oh, I love the color blue because it calms me down. It makes me feel like I'm in a relaxed state where I don't have to worry about anything. Just like being in the ocean and looking up at the big blue sky. Now that's fluent. You can tell that the person elaborated and talked and yada yada yada. That's what IELTS speaking is. You just have to open your mouth. Now the problem is, when students think about IELTS speaking in that way, where they have to talk fluently, they tend to misassociate that with using very big words or giving thought-provoking answers and explanations that would tickle the mind of Shakespeare or Aristotle. And guys, you don't need to do any of that. In fact, the examiner does not care whether you're even answering the question or not. I repeat, the examiner does not care about relevance. The examiner will not care about organization. All the examiner will care about is whether you understood the question and words came out of your mouth. Let's have an example of that. So if I were asked the question, what's your favorite color? To be honest, I don't really know. I know it's a very common question, what your favorite color is. probably people have a specific shade or hue in mind. And I don't know. I haven't really thought about it. And to be honest, I don't really care. I'm not that particular when it comes to the clothes I wear or whether I have same colored shoes as everyone else. I think it's more important that I would focus on cleanliness and hygiene rather than the color of my things. So I hope that's acceptable for a response. And the examiner will think, wow, this person said he does not have a favorite color. He didn't really have a particular shade or hue that he liked, but you know what? He's fluent. The pronunciation is good. Vocabulary was appropriate to the sentences and the way they were used. Grammar was great. So technically speaking, when you look at the criteria, I could not answer the question of my favorite color because I didn't have one, but I still passed the test because, again, they don't care. It's not like, what's your favorite color? Red. Wrong. Your answer should have been blue because you're a guy. How about you? What's your favorite color? Yellow. Wrong. You're a girl, so it should be pink. Oh, that's not how the speaking test works, guys. They don't care what answer you give. It's not important to them. What they care about is whether English words come out of your mouth fluently. Now, that's for a very simple question. A more complicated, or let's say a more difficult question as an example would be if you're asked something like, what is your favorite holiday? Now, the first thing that comes to mind when students are asked a particular question is they think, what is the correct answer to this question? Or what is an impressive answer to this question? Would the word Christmas be appropriate? Maybe Thanksgiving is more impressive. Maybe if I say Valentine's, I'll wow the examiner and amaze him. So there's a lot of these thoughts going on in our heads when we're doing the IELTS speaking and thinking, what's an impressive, great answer? And my answer is there's none. There's no such thing. It's not even supposed to be a factor. If a student answers Christmas and another person answers Valentine's, there should be no effect to their grades at all. The band score should be regardless of whatever answer they give. Because it's not what you say. It's how you say it. It's how you deliver your response. So, me personally, if I'm asked, what's your favorite holiday? I would answer, I don't really have one. I mean, don't put me in prison or arrest me just because I don't have a favorite holiday. Don't get me wrong. I love taking a break, but I don't really have a particular day in mind where I'll go, oh, I absolutely love this day. I'm going to dress up for this, put on lots of nice decorations. Don't shoot me for all you Christmas lovers out there. Christmas is fine. It's okay. It's not something that I would say is the absolute best holiday in the entire world. It's okay. It's nice. I think every day is special in its own way. I love waking up in the morning and just thinking, wow, there's no sickness, no dire, urgent, life-threatening problem, and that's enough for me to be happy about that day. Now, with that answer, the examiner might think, okay, he doesn't like any other holiday, but he can't grade me poorly just because of that. So, do you get what I'm saying? That you don't need to have a correct answer. You don't need an impressive answer. There is no such thing. In fact, I dare say that if you were to say, I don't know, I don't have one, to be honest, to be frank, I haven't thought about it, you'll be different from all the other examinees out there. You will stand out. You'll be memorable just because you're not giving stereotypical boxed answers. I mean, can you imagine everyone thinking the same thing? Like, oh, what's my favorite holiday? What's the correct answer? Christmas. Therefore, my favorite holiday is Christmas because it's a very special day. And then the examiner might think, well, yeah, I answered the question, but now your answer is the same as 99.99% of all the other examinees. Now, again, that shouldn't fail you. It's really not about your answer, but you've lost your edge over the competition. When they give band scores, it's actually, this is the harsh reality, the band scores are given in comparison to other students. It's not really an answer key based thing or an objective thing. Speaking is very subjective. And so I hope that you will just talk. Don't think. There's no right or wrong. Just talk freely and fluently.